Hey everybody, it's time for Alice Down the Rabbit Hole. Alice in Wonderland, a little model. It's not very big. The whole model is probably less than a foot tall. It's got a little base, a little bronze edging. I love doing metallics. Anything that's got a metal look to it. I tend to try to do, when I do that, I don't think I've ever shared my metallics, but what I'll do is I'll paint the whole thing burnt umber, all the metallic parts. I've actually got a bronze, and this is all Vallejo colors, bronze, and I'll dry brush bronze into there. Then I'll come back, hit it again, and really highlight the ridges and the things, brighten those up as much as I can, and then I'll use, in this case, I think I use brass as a brightener. You can use gold. Or old gold is the one that they have that really looks good with the bronze. And then you can hit certain spots and really brighten it up. Then, of course, I coat the whole thing out with my intermediate Gauzy shine enhancer. And that makes it shiny, and it protects it. Black and white background. You've got a checkerboard. Could be a game board, could be a floor. Then, of course, we got some characters. Let's look at this guy. This was my favorite thing about the whole model. I liked this guy a lot. The Cheshire Cat's always been a favorite of mine anyway. Went with purple, highlighted with a kind of a, actually it's violet base color with a purple mixed with white for the highlights. It makes it pinkish, but it's a loud pink. Then, of course, did the teeth as organic and ivory as I could with some red lips and whatnot. The eyes I did with a pearlized, pearlescent green, and gloss coated those with my intermediate Gauzy. And he kind of goes from just plain flat purple to a pearlescent purple, and that makes for the smoky effect part. Because I'm like, you can't hide all those swirls and whatnot, but you paint it in pearlescence and you get an interesting effect. Plus, when you spray it with my, Mr. Hobby, Mr. Super Clear Matte, it enhances even further. You got the clock. Did the clock with a basic color of a sort of a warm tan. Did some wood grain stuff in that. And then came back with a layer of paint that's actually called wood grain that I just paint over it and then gloss it. Did a little bit of bronze, and I want to maybe say gold on the features. We can get over here to the white rabbit. Yeah, poor little guy. He looks totally bewildered. And had a good time with him. That's just plain red for the coat. Different layers of white gray and white and ivory. Mixed the pinks myself. Anything that's pink is a mixed color, just right there. I'm mixing red with ivory and other things. Then I mixed what I call Alice Blue, and that is not white on her. That is all white gray. And Vallejo has an interesting mix of colors, but the white gray makes for a better photographic, and in some ways it makes for a better white for clothing than white could ever be. You can highlight with white, but remember, you can never go brighter than the color white, but you can do white gray and it'll look white in most circumstances. It'll look correct somehow. But the color of the blue color is a mix. I think I used I don't know, that was probably a warm blue. And then I mixed with a blue-green, then I mixed a little of the white-gray, and I mixed it till the color looked good to me. It was a mixed color. I don't even know, I don't have a formula. I just mixed it till it looked like Alice Blue to me. The face, well, it's part Alice. It's definitely Disney-looking. She's probably based more on Rapunzel, as Disney characters go, than Alice, but I think she's still got Alice going on. You got the black ribbons in key little locations there. The Mad Hatter's hat, that hat is based on a big costume hat that the person who got this painted had and wanted his hat represented in the model. That way, I guess he's in the thing. And in another place he's represented to me, I don't care what anybody says, but I see the owner's face in that smile, in that face, that cat. It looks like a caricature of him, but if you met the guy, that's him. Yeah, that's him. All right, we've got a drink me bottle down here. Different layers of pearlescent green, a little bit of browns on the edges, made the cork. Kind of a faded parchment looking paper there with the drink me on it. And I think that may be all there is. There's a clock. The clock is, again, that's a warm tan with some wood grain painted into it, coated with an overcolor of wood grain, and of course, selectively, all this is selectively coated with intermediate Gauzy gloss coat, like her shoes that are very glossy. It took a bunch of layers of intermediate Gauzy to get her shoes to shine. And I do teeth and eyes and things like that with the intermediate Gauzy. That way they have a reflectivity to them. The rest is, and the marble was coated with intermediate Gauzy. There's a lot of shine there. That makes it more marbleized than if it were flat. And I hit one thin layer of intermediate Gauzy on the floor or the wall, whatever that is, checkerboard. But I really put the layers on the marble. So there's a lot of stuff going on here as far as techniques and methods and whatnot. It was a lot of fun. It's a little kit, but it was a lot of a challenge, and I like that. Yeah, crazy. I don't know which is up, which way's out, down. Crazy. Had fun with this one, and I hope maybe you do too. So, if you liked, hit a like. If you have a comment, If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do. This is an anomaly. I don't do things like this all the time. As you look through, you'll see it's kind of a different. This will probably just be, as far as my groups, it'll just go into a 3D model paint up. But it's not really categorized. I don't have Alice in Wonderland as a category. But, you know, it's fun. It's fun. Things like this are fun, challenging, and often they get you away from Batman and Jaw Sharks and other stuff that can get tedious but fun. So, all right, that's it for today. Hope you all enjoyed. Come back and see me. Who knows what's next?